Here we have a SAT math problem. Okay, let's go over the question. We have a function over here that is f of x equals to 5x square positive 9x negative 52 divided by x positive 13. When f of a negative 7 equals to 1, what is the value of a? Okay, when I compare the function f of x over here and this of f of a negative 7, we have a negative 7 at the place of x. That is, we have x equals to a negative 7. Okay, now what we can do is we can use this stuff f of a negative 7 equals to 1 and solve for x. Once we get the value of x, we can replace the x by this stuff a negative 7 and we can solve for a. Okay, since x equals to a negative 7, in this equation for this a negative 7, we can plug in x. Then this equation will become f of x equals to 1. That is, I plugged in this x for a negative 7. Already we know the stuff that is equal for f of x is given over here. 5x square positive 9x negative 52 by x positive 13. We can plug in this stuff for f of x over here. Then I'm getting 5x square positive 9x negative 52 divided by x positive 13 equals to 1. Okay, let me multiply both sides of this equation by x positive 13 to get rid of the denominator over here. Let me do it, x positive 13. So this x positive 13, x positive 13 will cancel. Then I'm getting 5x square positive 9x negative 52 equals to, we can multiply this x positive 13 by 1. We get the same stuff, x positive 13. Okay, now let me subtract x from both sides and also let me subtract 13 from both sides to get the quadratic equation over here in standard form. Positive 13, negative 13 will cancel out, x, negative x will cancel out. The resulting equation is 5x square. When I combine positive 9x and negative x, I'm getting positive 8x. When I combine negative 52 and negative 13, I'm getting negative 65 equals to 0. Now we have to solve for x in this quadratic equation. I think we can use Desmos graphing calculator to solve for x in this quadratic equation. Okay, now let's go to Desmos graphing calculator. Here we have Desmos graphing calculator. Now we have to solve for x in this quadratic equation using Desmos. Okay, for that I'm going to give this equation as input. Let me type the equation over here. 5x square positive 8x negative 65 equals to 0. Okay, here what we have to do is to get the values of x, we have to look at the x-intercept. Okay, here this is the first x-intercept. This x-intercept we get the exponent negative 4.49324. This is one of the values of x in the quadratic equation 5x square positive 8x negative 65 equals to 0. Now let me look at the second x-intercept. It's over here. This x-intercept, the exponent is 2.89324. Okay, now I got the two values for x. First value of x is negative 4.49324. And the second value of x is 2.89324. Okay, let's check, let's verify the values once again. Negative 4.49324, that's correct. Here 2.89324. Okay, now we got the two values of x for this quadratic equation. Okay, now let's go back to the original question. Here we have the two values of x which we got for this quadratic equation from Desmos. Already we know the stuff that is x equals to a negative 7, and our aim is to get the value of a. For that, we have to plug in this a negative 7 for x over here, and for that we have to solve for a. Okay, now let me plug in this a negative 7 for x over here. Then I'm getting a negative 7 equals to negative 4.49324, and here also the same thing, that is a negative 7 equals to 2.89324. Okay, to solve for a in this equation, we have to add 7 to both sides. Okay, let me do it. When I do so, this negative 7 positive 7 will cancel out. I'm getting a on the left side. On the right side, when I combine these two values, I am getting 2.50676. Okay, let me add 7 to both sides to solve for a in this equation. Negative 7 positive 7 will cancel out. I am getting a on the left side. On the right side, when I combine these two values, I am getting 9.89324. Okay, here I got two values for a. One is 2.50676. The other values are 9.89324.